And Jessica, there are several new developments we're learning tonight about the suspect who police say posed as a cop, even driving an SUV that looked exactly like a police vehicle. An update now on the Route 46 wildfire in Warren County, New Jersey. The State Forest Fire Service says it is now 100% contained this morning. There have been heated disagreements between Trump's top advisors over plans for across-the-board tariffs. Right now, the former president is in New Jersey spending the summer at his Bedminster Golf Club. Democrats overwhelmingly voting Hakeem Jeffries to be their next leader. We are such role models to these kids. They are paying attention to everything we say.
Clearly.
And it's really eye-opening to see that they're talking about politics, Ukraine.
Breaking right now, an escaped inmate just captured. That news coming down in just the last few minutes.
You might want to think twice about leaving a bad business review online after what happened to this woman in Arizona. She went to a toy store to purchase a gift, but it was sold out. She says the owner promised to call her when a new shipment came in, but that never happened. The woman gave the store a 1-star review on Facebook, saying it ruined her Christmas. Well, the toy store fired back using expletives and saying, quote, "It's people like you that made everyone vote for change."
And you're looking live right now at the flight cancellations across the country. More than 300 flights canceled so far. And it's only going to get worse thanks to a winter storm threat. You see a lot of red in California. 19 states have winter weather alerts. So Chief Meteorologist Mark Johnson, we don't really have one here. It's actually kind of mild.
It is, but again, there's a hub in Chicago, and that is a big problem because if you're flying somewhere west, you usually land in Chicago. But I know you're driving to Boise later on tonight. Idaho, it's where her family lives, right, Derek?
Right, yeah.
All right, take a look. We got
Derick Waller live at the scene in Parkchester tonight. Derek.
And Maurice, right now we are awaiting an FDNY press conference where hopefully we will learn some more information about this major transformer explosion that set Amtrak tracks on fire and suspended service. And I'll show you the muddy mess that people are dealing with. This is the mud that people in this neighborhood now have to walk through. Right now they're also towing away parked cars. Many of these cars flood damaged. We've got this massive tree that came down overnight and crushed these parked cars. Chris Mary, good morning to you. It really is an eye-popping number, $68.4 billion. A tense situation overnight here in Lower Manhattan with the police making numerous arrests. That is the breaking news moments ago. The fire commissioner revealing that a lithium-ion battery is what sparked this deadly fire here behind me at 80 Madison Street, where you can see the FDNY still remains at this hour. There's also that pile of e-bikes that's sitting outside. Charlene, it's incredible that no one was injured in this because you can see all this damage behind me. In fact, you can see the back of that car, the bumper. Chaotic moments last night. In fact, a man in his 20s got shot in the torso at Broome and Crosby. Right now we're on Broadway, and check out this scene right in front of me. This is a police car that got torched last night. Several police cruisers damaged, and actually this one right over here totaled after somebody in a stolen Hyundai ran into those police. One officer sent to the hospital, and the arrest caught on camera. This is no joke, though. This is a real workout. Some of these gyms should do the outdoor workouts. You know, the outdoor workouts like Soul Cycle, they should do shoveling.
Shovel cycle,
it really is a workout.
Let's do it to it. You guys are still standing here. Let's go.
It's a Friday night in the Bronx, and officers with the NYPD's community response team are on duty. Watching out for illegal fireworks.
This block had complaints last night and tonight, and they've been lighting fireworks off all night.
We ride along with Sergeant Jimmy Cedar and his partner, Officer Edgar Guerrero, as they patrol the 4-6 and 4-8 precincts.
Just gonna pull over real quick.
Stopping this group on Grand Avenue.
One of the guys tried discarding a box. Just little M80s.
The box confiscated, a summons issued, but with more explosions in the distance, we get back at the car. And so right now, it's about 11:30 on Friday night on Davidson Avenue in the Bronx. As you can see behind me, there's leftover remnants of fireworks in the street. Police say they came from this car, and so that's why in a few minutes, they're planning to tow this away. That minivan parked with no license plates and a dashboard full of unlicensed cannabis products.
So our main goal right now is to get as many fireworks off the street as we can prior to the 4th of July events happening. Safety concerns, because people consistently every year, you have people losing appendages, Fires begin from fireworks. It's all about safety.
Every summer, thousands of New Yorkers call 311 to report illegal fireworks. More than 7,000 complaints in June and July of 2022, and even more last summer. Sergeant Cedar and the community response team are charged with enforcing so-called quality of life offenses, monitoring those 311 reports in real time, while also taking direction from dispatchers.
There's a shot fired coming over.
Yeah, let's go to that.
Once at the scene, no evidence of shots fired, but they do find a man smoking a joint in his car.
Marijuana is legal now. Can't smoke in a car. It's almost like drinking an open container of alcohol.
Later, they spot this unlicensed scooter, the driver refusing to stop. They give chase, but he eventually gets lost in traffic.
The one we lost eyes of him on Jerome.
But the increased enforcement of low-level offenses under the Adams administration has critics. The ACLU of New York saying in part, we have consistently seen how specialized units within the NYPD engage in failed broken windows policing. What do you say to critics of the police who
for addressing quality of life conditions?
Right.
Well, it's easy for somebody to criticize when it doesn't affect them.
Is this kind of a typical night for you guys?
Yeah, so we start the night, basically you've been with us for a couple hours, so it goes, we do from everything. Honestly, any quality of life in the city, this unit addresses.
And this is just the beginning of a long summer ahead. In the Bronx, Derick Waller, CBS 2 News.
The non-intrusive inspection clearly shows two junk vehicles here, but if you look in the back, you can see the perfectly intact Mercedes.
Intact and bound to be sold overseas. Jeffrey Green is the acting director at the Port of New York and Newark, where customs officials acting on tips are x-raying containers and seizing stolen cars. After removing that junk car up front.
Nice, not crashed up Mercedes-Benz.
In another container, a Chevy Silverado, stolen right off a dealer lot.
So last year, the Port of New York, Newark here, we led the country in seized vehicles. For the port of entry, we had 368 vehicles. It's more than a car a day.
But already through August this year, they're up to 331, on track to outpace last year's numbers. Investigators say the market's currently paying the most, thousands of miles away in West Africa. This video, shared on social media, shows a luxury SUV rolling out of a shipping container, ready to be sold in Nigeria. Other sellers posting online don't even bother to remove the American license plates.
Honda CR-V.
You can usually drive around at leisure with that plate on. No one will ever question you.
Dr. Ken German is a former police officer with a PhD in international vehicle crime.
It's a world epidemic, and it's because the organized criminals, they're probably laughing at us, actually, because they're not only making lots of money, but they don't actually have to do much work.
Young people are often recruited to carry out the thefts, says Homeland Security Special Agent in Charge William Walker. He leads an auto crimes task force working with local law enforcement.
They're capitalizing on young minds who may not understand the repercussions of their actions.
In August, this crew swiped a luxury SUV in Totowa after climbing through an unlocked kitchen window to grab the key fob.
So the key fob is integral.
That's why Laura, a mom in Morris County, went so far as to store the keys to her BMW in something called a Faraday cage.
So it basically blocks an amplifying device that a lot of the thieves have, where it allows them to start the car remotely.
But in April, the SUV she only had for 8 days was stolen anyway, after crooks broke into her family's home in the middle of the night through a locked window, she believes with a crowbar.
So kind of doing all the things that you're supposed to be doing, right, to prevent a car theft, but they were able to find the keys, and they stole our car all within about 6 minutes.
How did you feel in that moment? What does that feel like to have a stranger in your house?
It's really violating. It really, I think at the end of the day, like, it's just a car, right? So I would have rather them got in the car but not come into the house.
Now, Montville Police Chief Andrew Caggiano is lobbying lawmakers to amend New Jersey's 2016 bail reform law.
These guys are getting caught 1, 2, 3 times, and they're being released. And that's where, it becomes problematic.
The counter to that argument, is that if you reach into someone's window and steal the keys, that's not considered a violent crime.
It's a property crime, but to that person whose house you went into, that's a violation.
So how bad is the problem? Well, take Newark, for example, where last year almost 4,000 people had their cars stolen. That's up 99% from the year before, and that's not even including carjackings. This year, thefts in Newark are down 33% so far, but that's still higher than what it was a couple of years ago.
But the consumers have to do their part. If consumers are leaving their front door unlocked or their windows open, that too is a recipe for having the car stolen out of your driveway.
Good advice there, but remember, Laura did exactly that. Her car was still stolen. She tells me she's now making sure it's always in the garage. But Maurice, Christine, there is some good news, because I did just get some information from the National Insurance Crime Bureau, and they actually tell me that so far this year, through the first half of 2024, car thefts across the region are actually down 7% New Jersey, 18% New York, 20% in Connecticut. So at least we're headed in the right direction. And guys, that flyer is actually posted on a vacant storefront in nearby Columbia Heights, calling on people to visit their local Safeway store, ransack the store, and even bust the windows.
Oh my goodness. And where was this exactly?
Right here, posted on the window of this vacant storefront on Irving Street. Shoplifters unite, it says. Take everything that's not nailed down. Bust windows. We are not showing the rest of the flyer because we don't know who posted it, and it makes serious allegations against Safeway that we cannot verify. But everyone we spoke with tonight had the same reaction.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
I mean, it's hard out here, but I don't condone it. I think it's a bunch of crap. That's what I think it's a bunch.
Five Below, next door to where that flyer is posted, now closes early at 5. And on January 14th, they're shutting down for good. At Target, this sign warns minors they need to be accompanied by an adult. And across the street at CVS, this security guard is now patrolling totally empty shelves.
I mean, it's frustrating for sure. It was nice to have like a convenience store that was actually convenient, but they can't keep anything in stock just because it gets stolen off the shelves.
And if you're looking for laundry detergent, you won't find it at CVS, but you will find it at this street vendor right outside, out in the open. How much for the game?
Game, you can give me $10.
$10? Is it cash only?
I'll take cash out.
Okay.
No card.
Okay, got it. Where does it come from? Where does it come from?
It's a farmer's market up in the road. They sell a lot of like hygiene products.
The farmer's market?
Well, not farmer's, flea market.
A flea market, okay, gotcha. And this is really an issue that retailers nationwide are struggling with right now. Now, I can tell you that we did reach out to Safeway, and they have not responded to our request for comment. I also reached out to Ward 1 Councilwoman Brianne Nadeau. I emailed her several times, called her office several times, even sent her a message on Twitter, and so far we have not heard from her either. I did just get a response from the Metropolitan Police Department, and they tell me they are concerned about this and that anyone who wants to report a threat needs to contact police.